Hey guys, I'm DC, and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary, where all soap lovers are welcome. Guys, I was going to try to do this General Hospital review, the new Mrs Corinthos. I was going to try to do this weekend review on 4K, but I got to flip my camera around. I wouldn't be able to see the reflection, and I did not want to record for 20 minutes straight with my chest show. But I'm going to figure out how to do it sometime for next week. Because my videos always come in clear when I record it, but when it uploads to YouTube, I'm watching on my TV, it's like blurry for some reason. But stick with, just bear with me, guys. Bear with me. We're going to get it together. We're going to get it together. I promise. We're going to get it together. I promise. Before I get started, I want to talk about soap Twitter for a moment. You guys know me on my channel, I like to joke around, I like to have fun. I even had the skit as the soap Twitter tweets. Even when my channel got taken down before and I came back, I even made a joke about that, right? That's just the kind of person I am. I like to have fun, right? But I saw something on soap Twitter, and I've had some weird interactions with people on soap Twitter. But I saw something on soap Twitter that just kind of took the cake for me, honestly, was when, like, there was a picture of Cindy Michaela, the actress who plays Trina Robinson on GH. And somebody commented in there, and this lady said, never smiles, right? Which I don't think she should have put that comment, because then I attracted a whole bunch of BS to come her way, right? I don't feel that comment was racist. I could see in some level how they took it like that, but I really don't think that intention to say, oh, never smiles, that woman was racist. And this kept getting retweeted through my timeline, so as it kept getting retweeted, I'm seeing people jumping in on this lady, like calling her a racist, a hag, an old bee, just every name you can think of. And I decided just out of curiosity to click on this woman's profile. She looks like she could be old enough to be my mother or my grandmother. And to me, I was a bit disgusted to see these people jumping on this woman like that. You already know from my Steve Burton video, I've said that I'm careful before I call somebody a racist, a homophobe, a transphobe, whatever old or racist is out there. I'm just very careful before I do that. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe that was a racist intention. Maybe there was some part of the conversation that got deleted or left out. I could be wrong. I reserve the right to be wrong. I'm only human. You know what I'm saying? But to me, when I saw that, and even not even that, just like sometimes when I put out there, I think Frank Valentine is one of the best executive producers of all time, GH, some of the weird messages I was getting, it's like, for some reason on soap Twitter, if you don't agree with the opinion of the masses, you're divisive, or people just they gotta just come for you for some reason. And I said to myself, after a while, I was like, because I'm on there every once in a while, because I do it to interact, promote the channel. I said to myself, that type of energy, I don't know if I want that on here. And honestly, I'm not a social media person. I only did it for the channel, but now I'm like, I'm good off of it right now. I'm pretty good off of it. You know what I mean? I don't have social media besides that. So I'm not going to deactivate it. I'm going to leave it there hanging in the balance. Because something that my mom always said to me when I was younger is that when you see something is not for you in life, silently disengage and just excuse yourself. And that's what I'm doing for soap Twitter. I'm excusing myself. There's a possibility I could come back in the future. I always reserve the right for that. But for right now, I'm just going to excuse myself from that. Because that type of energy, I don't know if I want that on here, to be honest with you guys. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? People are just very weird. They take it to the next level. Like these celebs are not thinking about you guys. You guys know this, right? This is like a fictional TV show. Like even when I said I love Sunny and Nina together, like you know me, you guys know me. I'm just talking crap on my channel. I think my subscribers know that by now. But some people, they take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And when I was on soap Twitter, I was like, this just reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it. And I remember when I was younger, we had these family friends. You guys know that I'm Haitian. And we had some family friends. These were grown. They were grown people. I was 10 years old at the time, mind you. And I would go over their house all the time. My parents would go over their house. These were family friends. And we'd always talk soaps. They loved that I love soaps, right? Haitians were, all the Haitians I knew from back home were ABC daytime people, okay? I'm just let y'all know, right? And they hated Erica Kane with a passion. Like, they hated the character of Erica Kane with a passion to where it went to another level, I feel like, at times. They would always say, oh, Erica Kane is she's a terrible person. She's terrible. I never forget one time when I said, when I was at their house, we were all eating dinner, I said, I love Erica Kane. I think she's a great character on All My Children. And they literally like sat me down and said to me, Erica Kane is a terrible person. And the kids were just like, yeah, Erica Kane is a terrible person. That's why we're not allowed to watch All My Children. But yet their kids were allowed to watch GH and Passions. But okay. Like, it even went so far that their kids were not even allowed to watch That's So Raven at one point in time because Susan Lucci made a guest, she guest starred on That's So Raven at one point. And it's like, don't they understand Susan Lucci is an actress? This is not who she is in real life. You know what I'm saying? And at one point in time, when they found out that Liza Huber, who plays Gwen on Passions, was Susan Lucci's real life daughter, they weren't allowed to watch Passions anymore. It was a bit much. It was a bit much. And for me, that's kind of what Soap Twitter reminded me of. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I was like, man, Soap Twitter reminds me of something. I just can't put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it reminded me of. It was just taking things to the next level, I felt like. And so that type of energy, even though I feel like I want to promote my channel, honestly, I think when I came back after my channel got deleted, Albert just promoting it was good enough. I don't like that type of energy that social media comes with. And these internet gangsters, those are people with the avatar pictures, you know what I'm saying? With these internet gangsters. And like I said, I don't deal with gangsters. You know what I'm saying? They always have so much to say. And that type of energy, I don't like that. Because I thought this was going to be something cool and friendly and fun. I don't have social media, so I don't know how people act on there. I don't know. And it's like this type of stuff that I always used to hear is why I didn't like it. 2020, let me tell you something, guys. 2020 was a peaceful year for me. I didn't watch the news. I didn't have social media. It was a peaceful year for me. It was a peaceful pandemic for me, okay? Everybody else, I'm not so sure about that. But like I said, I could be wrong about that comment that lady made. Maybe it was racist intention. I'm only human. I can be wrong. But it didn't come off that way to me. And I was a bit disgusted. This lady has a real picture on here. But of course, people who are trying to beat this lady up in the comments were internet gangsters. Avatars and cartoons as their profile pics. But anyways, guys, let's just get on with this review. I just had to address that real quick. All right, let's talk about Kentucky Fried Lawyer. You know, when Tracy said that, when she called Martin Kentucky Fried Lawyer, guys, come on, who wasn't laughing at that? Who wasn't laughing at that, guys? Who was it? She just stormed out of there, like, not even saying thank you to anybody or no acknowledgement. Like, okay, cool, I'm out, I gotta get out of here. Like, as if she knew it was gonna happen. It was only a matter of when. Now, when it comes to Tracy, I just feel like she's here to do more in Port Charles and figure out what Brooklyn and Maxie had cooking. I feel like she's here to do a lot more. I don't know if I necessarily believe that Luke is dead. Something, I mean, like I said, we know Anthony Gary's not coming back, but I'm just like, I just know there's more of a reason why Tracy's got to be here. There's just more of a reason. It can't just be just for this. It just can't be, honestly. And Alexis releasing Tracy as a favorite Luke was a great nod to their history. You know, Luke and his favorite Natasha. Let's talk about BLQ and Chase, guys. I absolutely love these two together. Oh my God, Chase is just such a heartthrob. Come on, guys, Chase is a heartthrob. You know, we love Chase. We love Chase. You know, we love him. I got a feeling that Victor will endanger Brooklyn and at the same time end up endangering Bailey/Louise. And thus, Maxie's whole plan to keep her daughter safe really just goes against her in the long run. I got a feeling something like that's gonna happen because my whole thing with Brooklyn is that, did you really think that you could betray a Cassadine and just get away with it? And think you were just gonna get off scot-free? Did you really think that? I mean, this is the son of Helena Cassadine on top of that. So, you know, Victor's not about to come after you. Now, if Helena actually liked Valentine, you would have been toast, sis. You would have been toast. I don't think Brooklyn thought about that. I don't think she contributed that. You really thought you were gonna get away with betraying Cassadine? No, sir. Or excuse me, no, ma'am. Now let's talk about the Cassadines for a second here. Now, I absolutely love the scenes between Spencer and Nicholas. I loved it. It was just so sweet and endearing. And the thing about it is that I'm glad that Nicholas has realized that Esme's toxic. Like, I think everybody on some level, you can see how they interact with Esme. They're not really feeling her. And my whole thing with Esme is that, like, so if Ryan Chamberlain is your father, which I think this is where they're going with this, your father was a serial killer, sis. Like, what do you feel resentful about exactly? Like, I'm just trying to understand something here. You know what I mean? Like, I could maybe get it if, like, let's say if it was somebody like Heather Weber, because at some point in time, Heather Weber was somewhat of a decent person. She wasn't a serial killer per se. So what is your whole... let's see how she interacts with Felicia. I want to see that. That's gonna give me a better idea of like where this is supposed to be going. Because I don't feel anything for Esme. Like, your dad's a serial killer. You know that, right? Like, the man's a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and given that everything that her and Spencer have done, I understand why Trina's mom feels so leery about Trina dating Spencer. To me, it makes a lot of sense. And you know, what this is going to prove over time is that Spencer is now going to have to prove himself to Dr. Robinson and possibly Trina's father, aka Curtis, because we all know Curtis is her father. We all know it. Or maybe, are they still going that route? I feel like now they're not going that route no more. I feel like now they're focusing on Curtis and Marshall. And speaking of Marshall, though, Marshall's whole excuse of, I can't say, you know, where I've been this past, you know, how many years, it's getting old. Like, you can't really expect to just come back from the dead. Your son, who you've left behind, who thought you were dead all these years, and not explain to him where you were. You don't even have a cover story to give? Come on. Like, come on, my man. Come on. You don't have a cover story to give him? Come on. Really? No cover story? No cover story to give this man? Like, how do you think, like, how did Marshall think that was gonna go? You could just be gone for all these years, come back from the dead, and nobody asked no questions? Come on. Like, at least have a cover story to give them. You didn't even come up with that. So he clearly didn't think this through. Clearly didn't think that through. He clearly didn't think it through. Next, let's talk about Brad and Britt. I'm glad that Britt is encouraging Brad to stand up for himself and stop like sulking around town like a kicked puppy. Like, pick yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because here's the thing, when you've done something wrong in life, there's obviously got to be remorseful, you got to be apologetic, you got to be sensitive. But one thing I've learned in life too is when you keep apologizing for something over and over again, people just will take it to the next level with you. If you noticed, they will take it to the next level with you. They'll keep going. And I'm glad that Britt is just like, Brad, stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And Britt has done her fair share of stuff too. I'm trying to figure out who's done worse. Has Britt done worse or has Brad done worse? I want to say it's Britt. I want to say Britt has done worse. I want to say Britt has done worse. I definitely think she's done worse, honestly. And I'm glad to see, I'm kind of excited to see where this Brad and Aunt Selena storyline is going to go, honestly. Like, where is it going to take us? But I agree with Britt, like, stand up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stand up. Like, even though Britt has reformed herself, she's not sitting around like a kicked puppy trying to assuage everybody in Port Charles. You got to stand up for yourself. You know what I mean? At some point in time, you got to do that. Which leads me to, okay, before I get to Nina, because that's going to lead me right to Nina. Before I get to Nina, I got to talk about Peter August and Felicia and the scenes that they had. Whew. Peter August was spitting some truth, guys. The man was spitting some truth. He was spitting some truth. Now, I don't know too much about Felicia's background as a princess, which is where I consider myself a soap connoisseur, but I think that only applies to One Life to Live. But because I started watching GH around the time that Carly's father came into town and he got shot. So I'm not too familiar. I gotta go on SoapCentral.com to find the backstory of her becoming the Aztec princess. But honestly, I really did enjoy those scenes with Felicia and Peter. Those were some good scenes. Those were some really good scenes. And for a second, you can see she humanized Peter for a little bit. She really humanized him. And I'm like, damn, this guy doesn't have no allies in town. Like I said, this storyline with Peter, I gotta admit, is getting to the point where it's just like, the man has no allies. There's not one person who sees something good in him. At least if we had that, it would make sense to this incessant reign that Peter has. Because you have to have one person who's trying to see the good in you. Kind of like how Laura's trying to do that with Cyrus. But we don't have that for Peter. So I don't get it at times, to be honest with you. I don't get it at times, honestly. But now let's move on to more important things, such as Nina, who I'm dubbing this week as a new Mrs. Corinthos. You're now the new Mrs. Corinthos. Because Nina's at a point where she's not taking crap from anybody in Port Charles no more. When Willow came into her office, it looked like she wanted to slap the shizzle out of Willow. Nina's gonna slap the shizzle out of Willow. That's like a tongue twister almost, along those lines, right? Maybe? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I love that she stood up to Willow. Willow asking Nina to relinquish her rights as Wiley's grandmother. Even I was looking at Willow like, really? Because if she lets those rights go, who's to say she's ever gonna get them back? Who's to say? oh, that's the only way Michael's gonna be okay. Now she doesn't have to care about Michael being okay. She got her turn and she's ready. What's up? What you wanna do? What she wanna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad Nina exercised that rights. Ava was all like, oh, be careful of Sonny and Carly. I'm like, Ava, you were a whole mafiosa at one point in time. What is this? What did you become so scared? How did that happen? You know, what did that happen? Now, Nina and Ava have a lot of similarities in common, if you guys have noticed. Now, Nina and Ava have both had children by Silas Clay. They both were involved with Sonny. Well, Nina was pretty much involved with Sonny, or Mike, as you want to call him. Ava was in a custody dispute with Michael at one point in time. And Nina is about to get into one. Because remember, Ava, at one point in time, Michael had custody of Avery. And he called her AJ. He called her AJ for short. It was to get back at Sonny. And Nina is about to go into a custody battle over Wiley with Michael. They both hate Carly. A lot of similarities between these women. There's a lot of similarities between these women. You know what I'm saying? A lot of similarities between them. Both were/are married to Cassadines. That's another one. That's another one right there. Wait, was she married to Valentine? No, I don't think she was married to Valentine. Was she? No. Yes, she was. Nina was married to Valentine. That's right. She was married to Valentine. They both also have that in common as well. See, I'm just finding all the things on this list, guys. If I missed anything, let me know. Let me know if I missed anything on this one. You let me know. But for Willow to ask Nina that, I'm glad Nina just didn't back down. Nina's like, she's kicking asses and taking names at this point. She's like, yo, if you want it, bring it. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of happy about that. And see, this is the thing too with Carly and Sonny. Carly is pushing Sonny away. Like, and guys, take full advantage of this, because I might never say this again on my channel. But this isn't Sonny's fault. It's not his fault. It's not. I never thought I would say those words. You know, my 20 years of watching GH, I don't think I've ever said those words. It's not Sonny's fault, but it's really not his fault. And instead of trying to take the energy and put it back on Nina, Carly is now focusing all her energy on Sonny. And she's pushing him away. And honestly, this is her fault at this point. But when Nina said to Carly, oh, he didn't tell you that he was at the bar last night? Nina kind of had that look, you know, when her and Carly were in Crimson, like, I will take your man. You know what I'm saying? Nina's done apologizing at this point. She's done apologizing. That's what happens in life. When you keep poking the bear. You see, and that's why I said when you too apologetic, people keep trying it. They keep trying when you're too apologetic. Then when you decide you're not apologizing no more, now they're like, oh really? Now they get a little shocked. You know what I mean? Now they get a little shocked. Now, Sonny should have told Carly that much. He should have told her that much. You know what I'm saying? And Nina's about to be the new Mrs Corinthos. Now, most of the other women that have been married to Sonny in the past, with the exception of Claudia Zakara, were pretty well liked by campus. You got Brenda, she was well liked by the Qs. Nina, not so much, but Nina doesn't need them to be well liked. She's got Lisa Albrecht on her side, all right? And Lisa Albrecht has all the international DVX or WSB influence type S things going on as needed. So Nina doesn't need any of that. Nina doesn't need none of that. I'm actually really happy for Nina, honestly. I'm really proud of her, honestly. I feel like I'm happy to see her just standing up to people. I'm happy that she's not gonna let Michael just take Wiley away from her. Like, for Willow to say to give up custody, even I was looking, like, I literally had this face like, really? Literally, this is my face. And Willow said that. Willow is just so, and I don't think Willow's saying it to be manipulated, but Willow is so naive sometimes. You know what I'm saying? She's really naive. You know what I mean? She gives Robin vibes, but Robin wasn't this naive, though. You know what I'm saying? Robin was a very sweet temper, but Robin wasn't this naive. You know what I mean? So I'm glad Nina's just fighting back. I'm glad that she's not taking no crap from anybody at this point in time. And when she had that scene with Valentine in her office, I kind of wonder, how's Valentine going to feel knowing that Nina knew that Bailey was never his grandchild after all? Because we know that Maxie told Nina. But then again, I think when he finds out that it's really Maxie's child, I think he'll understand on some level, which is why I don't get why Maxie had to go snitch to Carly about what Nina did. I don't get that. Even though I know Carly was her cousin, her stepsister at one point in time through Felicia, and step-cousin at one point in time through Felicia and Luke, and her cousin by marriage through Tony Jones. Step cousin. Oh my God, yeah, step cousin, yeah. Step cousin. So Carly was her step cousin twice over by marriage. GH fun fact. Anyways, guys, what were some points of this week? And what were some things that you guys enjoyed of this week? Sorry for the long soap Twitter thing, guys. I'm sorry. I just had to address that, guys. I'm sorry. It needed to be addressed. It really needs to be addressed for me, honestly. Just so people can understand. Because I'm the type of person, I laugh. I like to have a lot of fun. But just so we're clear here, you know what I'm saying? I like to make that clear. I think people understand that, but, you know, still. Like I said, I just don't see myself going back to that, to be honest. My brother was just like, oh, you need to make a Facebook or, you know, Instagram, because that's really what will promote your channel, because it's videos. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I think I'm okay. You know, I'm the type of person, I don't like to force things. What's for me is for me. I don't even like to do things that require me to have to promote myself, to be honest. I don't. I want things to naturally come my way. Doesn't mean I don't believe there's any work when you're on this YouTube thing, you're doing your thing. And I want people to enjoy this content. But I want it for the people who are going to actually like it, you know what I'm saying, want it and appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Some of that energy on there, so Twitter, I saw some things they actually liked, like that were really to their interest. I wasn't feeling it, to be honest with you. I really wasn't feeling it. And that's like I said, that's why when I did my Steve Burton video, I never tweeted that. Because I just knew it was going to bring the wrong energy. I just knew. I just knew it was going to bring the wrong energy. And I'm glad I didn't. And you would be surprised. I got a lot of messages from people who would tell me on Twitter they saw it, which, you know, I never tweeted it. But, you know, obviously my channel link goes on there and all that stuff. And they said they really agree with it. You know what I mean? And I noticed on that video there was not one negative comment. I pray, knock on the wall, that doesn't interrupt that streak I've had. But I've not had one negative comment. And there was a negative comment, I never saw it. And I've had all those comments to be posted on there. So, but that type of energy, guys, I just don't want that on there. Like this is not. Yeah, when I saw that on Twitter, I was like, yeah, I think I'm all right. I think I'm all right. I think I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm all right. And I started having some weird interactions with people on there. It was just weird. You know what I mean? And I understand that this is online, so you can't hear the tone in which something is said. And you can't envision the tone in which something's said, especially if you don't know the person. But that type of energy, yeah, I just don't know if I want that out there. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad I decided to just excuse myself from that. I could go back at one point in time, but for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and excuse myself from it. Because I look at some people who do soap content reviews, I don't see them do not one promotion on social media. At least not on that platform, I guess you could probably say. I don't see that. And they seem to be doing fine. And I don't want to feed into that limiting belief that I need that. I might go in the future just because I maybe possibly might want to have more positive interactions if I feel things change, but that type of energy, I just don't know if I want it for myself, honestly, guys. I just don't know. I don't think it's for me. I'm not built for stuff like that. That's why I'm not on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on it. I feel like social media can have some good things. I feel like you can, if you have a business, something you want to promote or something like that, even though I don't feel like if you have a business, you need to promote it. I know some people will say, well, every business needs to be promoted. Well, you know. What I do for work does not have to be promoted. That's why I like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to promote nothing. But anyways, guys, this has been the Soap Sanctuary, guys. I'm out. I'm not going to have this video be too long. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. I'm out.